Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Layers of Fear blind playthrough, and this is episode 6. And in the last episode, things started to get really warped. Speaking of, simpletons, cretins, blind fools. Or this game except for maybe like the first episode, this has been kind of warped, but it just gets weirder and weirder the further you get into it, and it has not gone as heavy on jump scares as I was afraid it would. I was a bit hesitant to start recording this because I was afraid there would be just a fuck ton of jump scares the entire way through. But thus far it has not been, as I said, as much as I was afraid of. And there have been a few, and some of them have been more effective than others. And the thing is, a conclusion I've come to playing this game now is I'm always a bit hesitant to open doors, because how this game works with the mechanic that this place changes constantly. It's, as I said in a previous episode, it feels like Rose Red, the old Stephen King movie where they are inside this giant mansion called Rose Red, and the house rebuilds itself constantly. It's ever changing, and it was inspired by a real house that didn't rebuild itself, but the woman who built it never stopped building it. And I think nowadays, it's a tourist attraction, this house, because that house is completely jacked. I watched a documentary about it once. There's like a staircase that when you've gone up it, you have gone up one floor, but you have moved like 20 or 30 meters or something, because it's really not very steep, very low angle. And I think it was with her, she like thought that she would die if she ever stopped building the house or something like that. I hear a bell ring or phone. If I am to be honest, I can't say a letter was unexpected. Numerous colleagues have informed me that you had previously sought their advice in this matter, and while it is perfectly understandable for a patient to demand a second opinion, I would think 16 concurring opinions would be enough. Still, out of respect for you and your wife, I examined the case thoroughly, and I have to concur with my colleagues. Involuntary muscle spasms are not uncommon with patients who have suffered burns as severe as your wife did. What you refer to as a freakish grin or unnerving yelp, though many would find such expressions hurtful, could indeed be manifestations of nerve damage. The other symptoms you mentioned do not seem to be physiological, but rather purely psychological in nature. Traumatic events can lead to severe stress, and that is nothing to be ashamed of. As to your demand that we fix your wife, you have to understand that what she went through cannot be undone with one simple procedure. It is a long, arduous process that will require all your strength and support. Please feel free to contact me or my colleagues should you wish to discuss a long-term rehabilitation program. Sincerely, Robert Richards, MD, another fucking quack. Well, quack quack. Okay, so I'm guessing the another fucking quack part was my own notes. That phone is starting to get on my nerves. Should I answer it? Fuck no. It's probably gonna trigger another jump scare. Screw that. This is the same letter I just read. Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that fucking phone. Get fucked. What happens if we go this way instead? There we go.
Yes, speak.
What?
Yes, speak.
Hello? Hello? Yes, speaking. What? What fire? Oh, God. Is she... Which hospital? I'm on my way.
Okay. This is... Am I just running in circles? That's the another fucking quack letter. Oh. Restless memories. Holy Christ, what the fuck was that? What's it say? Red thoughts? Head thoughts? Something like that? This gonna suck. This gonna suck. Okay. You see? Everything gets a whole lot less scary with a little light. Flapping horror, be quiet, constantly flapping, eating our rats. Eating other rats. Shouldn't you like embrace them if they eat other rats, since you clearly have a rat problem? This guy is most definitely a drinker with affection. And that is one of, I think that is a true sign that this is a video game, because I don't think any alcoholic in real life would have that many bottles lying around. Okay. Let's do this very slowly. Interesting. Very interesting. And yet another bottle. This game will probably get me to drinking. Hope is the mind killer. I think that can probably ring quite true with some people. So, up or down? Let's try down. We went upwards last time, so we'll go down this time. It's too late to change my mind. See if I can go up. I cannot go up. In any case, as your lawyer, I advise you to refrain from any imprudent actions. In other words, don't do anything stupid. We still have a chance of winning this. Believe it or not, I've gotten clients out of deeper shit than this. Just don't make it any worse. Lay low for a while and let me appeal the court order. This social worker definitely has it in for you. We can use that to our advantage. Portray you as a victim of the system. A husband in mourning, a momentary lapse of reason, an overzealous bureaucrat. Trust me, this is our best option. Considering what you've been through lately, I'd say we have a good 50-50 chance of a good outcome. But not if you keep trying to convince everyone that you've gone completely insane. No more outbursts, no more rambling, better yet, no public appearances whatsoever. You can still get your daw. A husband in mourning, eh? So, did his wife pass away? In after effects of the accident, maybe she committed suicide or he killed her? And if he killed her, was it due to an act of mercy or just because he is off the rails? I'm quite curious actually. I must say this game has really caught my interest. So, even though I think it is quite scary, and as I said, I'm not a fan of first-person horror games, even though this feels like it's more of a walking simulator. Just designed to scare the shit out of you, which is a good thing. Not that it's actually scares the shit out of you, but you know what I mean. But it is an interesting story. As I mentioned before, the controls in this game are a little bit janky. When you want to open a door or something like that, you always have to like grab it with R2 and then use the right analog stick to pull it open or closed or charming. Silent floaters, they clog the drains, fur in the water, no baths for me. Yeah, well, if I would have had dolls floating in my bathtub, the closest thing to a doll I will accept in a bathtub is like a rubber ducky. So, maybe a little boat. But dolls, they are most definitely out of the question. So, before we venture down that corridor, I'm gonna see what's in here. I cannot, because the door is locked. Well, that pretty much makes the decision easy where to venture next. This is also locked. Locked. Just gonna check this last door before. Okay, no guts, no glory. Yes. There must be something in here. Ah, there we go. Body borrowers feeding on me, driving me insane, too fast to cut out. What? That feels a bit like in Hellraiser 2. There is a scene where they're at a mental hospital and there is a guy suffering from delusions of having bugs crawling on him and in him, and the evil Dr. Chenard, I think his name is. It's been years and years since I watched that movie. And he uses the guy, he gives him a straight razor to cut out the bugs so he can summon up a demon from hell. Should rewatch that movie someday. Haven't. Me and two friends of mine, a bunch of years ago, we had a marathon where we watched. At that time, there were 8 Hellraiser movies. We watched all of them in one go, like a marathon. And I haven't watched them since, because got quite fed up with them. This corridor looks really bizarre, so I'm thinking that is a quest for another day. So I'm gonna end this episode right here, and I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.